Good morning. I'm Jen Amos at Weiss Research.
I'm Andy Myers, and this is your morning market alert for Wednesday, January 12th. U.S. stock futures are following European markets higher this morning after more encouraging news on the continent's sovereign debt situation. Portugal sold more than $1.5 billion worth of government bonds, near the top end of the expected range. The successful auction proves Portugal can still tap credit markets and bodes well for other struggling economies such as Spain. In response, Spanish financial giants Banco Santander and BBVA are both surging more than 5% ahead of that country's debt auction tomorrow. However, the good news doesn't solve Europe's long-term debt problems. Portugal may still need to ask for a bailout, and the Eurozone may need to expand the size of its rescue fund for struggling nations.
On the economic front, investors are digesting the latest data on import and export prices and looking forward to the Federal Reserve's Beige Book of Regional Conditions, due out at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Ahead of that release, the Wall Street Journal is reporting that Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke has won over skeptics of his policy of quantitative easing within the central bank. In corporate news, the biggest stock mover in the pre-market is ITT, on news that it will split into 3 separate entities. ITT will spin off its water-related businesses and defense technology segment into 2 new companies. That would leave just its manufacturing and engineering operations in the existing company. ITT shares are jumping 20% after the announcement.
Another stock that may be on the move today is Chevron. The company said it expects fourth quarter profit to top the nearly $3.8 billion it earned in the third quarter. Chevron cited higher oil prices and said it also expects profit margins in its refining and marketing businesses to grow. Right now, crude oil is slightly higher, trading above $91 a barrel. Not much else in the way of earnings news this morning, but later this week we'll hear from Intel and JPMorgan Chase. The fourth quarter results really start rolling in next week.
JPMorgan Chase is in the news for another reason this morning. It said it prefers European investment banks to American ones and downgraded Goldman Sachs to neutral, saying the move was, quote, purely valuation driven. General Electric's stock rating was also cut this morning by Bernstein. GE shares are dropping nearly 1% on the news. Semiconductor stocks may lose ground as well today. Deutsche Bank cut its rating on the entire sector to equal weight and downgraded Analog Devices and SanDisk. Investors in SanDisk are selling on the news, pushing that stock down nearly 2%.
2 stocks that may rise today are Procter & Gamble and PepsiCo. Goldman Sachs named those 2 companies its top sector picks for 2011. And finally, analysts are reacting to Verizon's deal to sell the Apple iPhone 4. Goldman Sachs raised its rating on Verizon to buy and downgraded AT&T to neutral. And Barclays boosted its price target on Apple to $420 a share. But not all analysts were as impressed by the agreement. Deutsche Bank actually cut Verizon to hold following the news, and Oppenheimer lowered its earnings estimates for the company. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the market reaction.